or the second of the hour, no matter how you arrange it, you know what I'm talking about. It's the time you've been waiting for to listen to your most authoritative sports program on terrestrial radio and online. This is Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM, redefining broadcasting, and this is the stadium. My name is Ted. I am seated in the 101.1 million capacity stadium with no other person but Happy Mary and officially that sound you heard is to say congratulations to Manchester City, congratulations to PSG, of course confirmed winners of their leagues so far. But the way it happened in France, in Paris rather, was embarrassing because the title holders relinquished the title and borrowed 7 goals. It has led to a serious decision that Monaco has taken to refund all the fans that went to watch that game their money to save themselves. Will Manchester United refund their fans? Will Arsenal refund their fans? Because the weekend was a weekend of embarrassment. Happy Mary, how was your weekend?
Awesome.
Awesome. You are happy that Man City are champions in England?
Yeah, I am. They were impressive, so they deserved it at the end.
D1 predicted March, but this is April. It's not very far from what he said.
Yes.
So D1, if you are listening, of course, your prediction came true, but if it was Lotto, you may not have won because you didn't get it exactly.
That's exactly what I was about to say. D1 predicted March, but this is April.
So it's not very far.
Do we say D1 is owing us, or are we owing him? Which one?
We'll sort it out after this.
We'll sort it out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Stadium of Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. As you know, my name is Ted. We'll start to the wrap-up of the Commonwealth Games. They have come and gone. Gold Coast, Australia has come and gone. Nigeria, of course, did us proud. What they did, like Mary said, we didn't expect them to get the number of medals they got. So we want to say officially congratulations to Team Nigeria for the number of medals you got in Australia. And of course, some will be proceeding from there to their various countries where they are applying the trades in different sports. Others will be coming back home. But at last, the jamboree is over. Some people will return to their offices to do the work they are supposed to do. As Mary said last week, sometimes somebody is okay, priority. I don't talk. One of the outstanding things for me is the record set by a young Indian, a 15-year-old Indian in shooting. Out of 40 targets, he got 30.
Yes.
This boy is just 15. We were saying we should have be able to participate in such games because we have the ability to do that, but we didn't. He is a young Indian and is looking forward to the next championships. As of today, he's back in school. Anish is his name.
But I think the funny thing about it is because yes, he did set a world record. He did set a world record in the sense that he shot 30 targets out of 40 in the, I think it's pistol, in the pistol 25, I think it's 25 meter pistol. Rapid fire, yes. He set the record. He's only 15 years old. He earned India another gold medal. Yes. And you have I think the Asian competition is also coming up in August. Yes. You have the world competition coming up in May. Yes. So I think school's out for this kid right now. He's taking the show on the road. Exactly.
But then the funny thing is that the inspiration he drew from the schoolmates who sent him messages to wish him well, and then that inspired him to participate in the Commonwealth Games. His school is backing him. His school is now identifying with him for the right purposes. Not like here where nobody knows you. It's when you do something and you come back that there'll be handshake and there'll be some kind of parties to celebrate. I knew Mary would go there.
Exactly. I wouldn't keep quiet.
Happy Mary, do you think a game like shooting, of course, is pistol, of course, not the dangerous one. It's not live bullets.
Gone now.
Okay, can I say my mind?
Please go ahead, please.
Okay, the truth is that there are a lot of criminals.
Yes.
That could be converted
into athletes.
Really. You could recruit these people to do good.
Yes.
Their skills now will be used to achieve
something for the
points
country.
For Nigeria.
Yes, and then they'll make money for themselves as well.
Yes, and they will make money and they will be off the street. That's a kind of job creation.
They'll stop grabbing bags from ladies at Galadima.
As usual, our head, that's our Minister of Sport,
yes,
channel his activities in the right direction.
Yes. We should be
able
to
participate say, job creation. In more sports. Yes.
That's
there
true.
are a lot of sports that we should, because see the way we're going to embarrass ourselves. Forget the medal we came in. We're actually embarrassed ourselves.
I don't know. I think I have to deviate a little bit. I mean, what are we saying? We identify a criminal, let's say he's been convicted for a crime of robbery, maybe shooting, where did he acquire said skills? Is it in?
We can actually get those athletes from prisons.
Okay, yeah, no, definitely. No, I mean athletes
Train
from
them,
free.
offer them,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know,
Yes.
You serve your country and you reduce your sentence. It's a way of, no, really, look at it
You
from
marry
this.
yourself.
No,
George,
no, it makes. I think it makes a lot of sense.
Look at it from
If
that
it pleases the
point of
court,
view.
Your Honor, my client would like to run for the
know,
country
I want to serve
in
my
exchange
country.
for a reduced sentence.
Or to participate in fencing, taekwondo.
In the developed
all those
countries,
people in
there's what
prison
they
that beat
call,
fellow
what they
prisoners.
call that thing? Community service.
Community
Yes,
service,
yes,
You
yes,
serve
yes.
your community as a sentence, and you're adding value to your country.
Some,
There are a lot of things we can do. There are a lot of sports we
There are
do
some
not
judges,
even
some-
participate in. There are young children that you can train from childhood and let them see the positive sides of all these activities.
actually, you can get them even the juvenile prisons. It's
Yes,
possible
yes.
to get them there. Or
No, I
some-
mean,
even some-
identify the talents, catch them at a young age, and then even, introduce them to sports. I mean, sports has a way of directing one's mental,
all those strong people that used to beat people up.
It's a good way to
Wrestling.
channel that aggression, channel that that unnecessary energy into something positive.
Positive.
So I think yes, on that point, I agree with Mary on that.
Okay. All right, in the world of boxing, Clisto has come out to give his support to Anthony Joshua to fight anybody who will come his way, but he thinks the best bet for Joshua now should be Tyson Fury because he's very sure that Joshua can beat Tyson Fury hands down. But he thinks Wilder is faster, Deontay Wilder is faster and his punches are heavier and it will be difficult for Joshua to match him in the ring. He's thinking Joshua should take up a Fury fight before thinking of Wilder. But you do agree with Klitschko, whom Joshua defeated before he became the heavyweight?
I don't think so. I mean, I think the statement, what he actually said was, if it was down to between AJ and Fury, hands down, AJ would win it. And I think he even, I mean, he's retired, but he delivered some jabs onto Fury, saying that Fury is not disciplined. He's one of those like flat. In fact, to use his words, to quote him directly, he said that Fury is like a fort in the wind, whereby it comes and then all of a sudden it disappears. And he said it's down to his discipline. He, no disrespect to Tyson Fury. He said that I think his words were that he's motivated, but he's not disciplined, and it's discipline in the end that keeps you that sustained power, or that keeps you in the game, especially in boxing.
And Fury is not the kind of person that would maintain that discipline, according to what he said. But what we're looking at when AJ Hearn and Wilder's team will agree on a date, a potential date has not really been finalized. There have been speculations, dates being mentioned, but of course Eddie Hearn has not come out to say this is the date he has agreed, and the terms have not fully been finalized. But I think it's one of the politics in boxing. This thing goes on and on and on, and eventually we're going to find a date when we're going to have this fight. I can't actually wait to see that fight take place. Of course, Buchi, Rafa Nadal has had a dig at Roger Federer. Mary, Roger Federer, the best tennis player of all time. He's almost 37, and he has won more Grand Slams than any man alive. The only person who has won higher than him is Serena Williams, but he has won more than any man alive. And Nadal has come out to say Federer is avoiding fighting him on clay. That he announced that he was going to participate in the Monte Carlo tournament, Rolex, which is supposed to start today in Paris, but Roger has also pulled out of all clay tournaments for this season. That is what Rafa is alleging. He thinks it's a trick to avoid him. But people have come out to ask Rafa that, well, this guy has defeated you in most games, and he has a way of preserving himself while he plays in this tournament, so that at his age he'll be able to play on a little longer than he do. So people are saying they want to see what Rafa will do when he gets to 35, if he'll be able to. I mean, fans of Roger came out to attack him on his Twitter page and all that. But I don't. Is there any truth in this? That Roger is actually avoiding.
To be honest, I think so.
You think so?
To be honest, I think so. Look, there is a reason why Nadal is called the master of clay.
Yeah.
The clay court, the Roland Garros is his specialty. This is his bread and butter. He's won. Nobody is better than Nadal on clay. And to be honest, I mean, Federer, of course, who is on his own mission. You in life, sometimes you have to pick your own battles. You try to pick you stack the odds, see where you probably have your strengths and weaknesses, and go for it. for the fact that Roger is on a mission to that world number 1 slot, I think he's just repeating what he did last season. Last season, he canceled all clay events.
Yeah.
He focused solely on what his bread and butter, what he's good at.
Yeah.
And what Nadal is good at is clay. So I think there is some truth. And the jab, it was more like a mocking jab. It wasn't. There's a lot of love between these two competitors. It was just a mocking jab from Nadal to Federer. But I think there is truth to what he was saying.
Well, we welcome Praise to the studio. Our co-striker is just in here, and of course, right on time, Praise. Buchi says he thinks Roger is avoiding Rafa Nadal.
Well, I think it's difficult for me to agree with that. At this point of Roger Federer's career, I don't think he needs to do that. Yeah. At 36, going 37, and also winning a 20 Grand Slam. And also winning even the Roland Garros also before, just once though. But of course, he's won all the calendar Grand Slam, the Australian, the Roland Garros, the Wimbledon, and the Australian Open, and the US Open, I beg to say. So at this point, I think this is even the right time to meet him, face him. If he gets knocked out, no big deal. The truth is, like he mentioned, Nadal is the king of clay. Of all his 14 Grand Slam, 13 came from clay. Yeah. So he's been a dominant, whether you talk about the Rolex Masters coming up in Paris, you talk of the Roland Garros itself. He's been the dominant face, and even the whole world, the little baby who watch tennis knows that. But so if Roger loses to him, then Wustis likely it's just like Wimbledon. Like Wimbledon is the land for Roger Federer. He's won 8 Grand Slam from that soil. So I think it's not but I want to watch these two guys play again on clay. I think for me the result, the outcome will be nothing for me to consider. I feel Roger is fantastic. He's got a great career, while Rafael Nadal is good on clay and he's got that pedigree.
All right, that's Praise there, and Buchi has stated his own. Happy Mary. Coming to you with something else. John Cena, the famous John Cena, WWE star, has called it quits with his long-term fiancée, Nikki Bella. Just a few weeks to their wedding. Some misunderstanding. John Cena apologized publicly. He proposed to her in the WrestleMania 33. That was last year.
Last year.
And they were supposed to marry on the 5th of May. But as of today, tonight, that WWE will be having a shake-up with Raw. Of course, there's this interchange that is going to be there. Cena might not participate. He's heartbroken. Mary, why would somebody break up? Why would you people do that? I mean, why would you break up with your fiancé just some days to the wedding? And she has refused to accept his apology.
Well,
matters of the heart. Matters of the heart.
I mean, okay, Buchi, this is you're the king of this. But let me just say what I think I need to say.
Yes.
Truth is that maybe whatever happened, was beyond her control, because there are some things that happen in a relationship. As much as you want to manage the situation, you just cannot. And I believe she's not stupid. She knows that there's a game coming up soon, but
and she's also a wrestler. But it appears that she might not also be. They used to be on TV together weekly the whole of last week, and supposed to be yesterday as well. None of them was on TV, so this is a hard moment.
Yes, so whatever is going on, because yes, both of them are very sensitive. So whatever is going on must be so important for them not to be able to sort it out before this day. Don't you agree with me, Buchi? Buchi is the king. Let him just say something. Buchi, just say something, please. Get me out of this.
Anyway, I think it's a hard time for John Cena.
Yes.
Separation. Luckily, they are not married. It's not a divorce. It's just a separation before the wedding, but they had prepared.
But I think, on the positive side, I think they love each other so much.
They do.
I see the way they are on TV. I see the way they are before and after each of their games.
Yeah.
It's so adorable. You see that both of them are really into themselves. So I believe whatever it is, they will definitely find a way, because when it comes to matter of the heart, don't put your mouth, just let them sort themselves out, because when you begin to try and come in between them, when they settle, both of them will come against you. So just let them sort their stuff out, man.
Okay. All right, the number to call if you want to join us is 081 8999 1011. That is 081 8999 1011. If you are watching us live online, you can see the number on your screen. You can join this program on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitch, on Periscope. We are all there. On all the social media, we are there. This is Human Rights Radio We don't just talk on radio here. We make sure that you have a feel wherever you are, because all around the world you can feel us. The number to call again at 08189991011. And in equestrian, the horse racing, Buchi, some animal rights groups have come out to condemn the Grand National, one of the toughest races in horse racing.
Yes.
Where the horse is meant to pass through a lot of obstacles, jump heights, jump across very deep gullies, get into mud and get out, because of the constant death of horses. Sometimes they have to like give them what they call mercy killing. If a horse gets injured and
No, of course.
once a horse gets an injury on the
Once
hoof,
once it breaks maybe it breaks a hoof, breaks a leg. I mean, it becomes a lame horse and it needs to be put down. Yeah.
the call came heavily on Thursday this week, and then the protests have continued up to today, that they should stop broadcasting it at least, so that people will not watch the horror these horses pass through. Animal rights shouting because of the death of a particular horse called Libiltus on Thursday. I don't think the organizers of this actually pay ITV pay up to £30 million to get the rights to broadcast this, and it's well watched in Europe. Do you think this call will be hidden? These people actually fight for animal rights.
No, I mean PETA has a long history and a long-standing organization that fights for the rights of animals, and it's unfortunate that this animal, this horse, this magnificent creature, died during this event and was broadcasted, and it's a horrific sight.
People actually watched while he struggled for bread.
Exactly. They had to put it down. It was a mercy killing. But I think in the end, a question that's horse jumping, equestrianism has been around for centuries. This is a sport that's existed as long as man domesticated horses.
Many years.
Now it's unfortunate that it's sort of like saying you're in an accident, you have an accident with the car, and then you say, oh, I'm not going to drive. You cannot deny or take away the connection between man and his animals and horses.
Anyway, but hold your thoughts. We'll take a very short break to enable our Islamic brethren, go for prayers, and then we'll come back. We'll continue from there. We'll go straight to take your calls and to talk about the outcome of the games that took place over the weekend. Happy Mary is a little bit happy because something has happened. We'll talk about that when we come. Do stay with us. Allahu Akbar. was because of Michael Oliver's red card, which led to a penalty that was converted by the amazing Cristiano Ronaldo. Buffon said some very, very non-broadcast words to the referee. He said it in Italian, not knowing that Michael Oliver hears a little bit of Italian. And the man heard what he said. And then he incited the players of Juventus to gather around the referee. There was no way for him to even escape the arena. The only thing to do was to show Buffon a red card so that he would find a way to get out of the cycle. Angry Italian players, Juventus players there. Now the matter has extended beyond the field. Italian supporters and fans are sending threat messages to the wife of the referee. We have Jonathan Pellicano, Gianni Danieli, Ettore Treglai, and Tancredi Palmieri, 4 Italians who are sending death threats to the wife of Michael Oliver, Miss Lucy. Some have told him she should not be depressed if she finds the husband dead. Some have told her she should stop going to her favorite restaurant, which they even called them, and they put that up on Twitter. Praise, to what extent can fans go, when it comes to this? Let me come to you first of all, Happy Mary. As a wife of Michael Oliver, what would you do?
I go ask myself, who sent me?
Will you sue for divorce for your safety?
I really feel it's just anger. They are just ranting, but I don't think they will actually do any of, because their names and everything. I really don't think something will happen.
It's actually scary to have those kind of messages.
It's scary. Even me, I will lock myself. In fact, I will travel. I will lock myself up for like 6 months. Nobody even know my whereabouts if I am his wife.
Praise, do you think Michael Oliver will be confident enough to officiate another game if it's assigned?
I think it's a problem. And to be honest, regardless of the decision he took on the field of play, that should end there. For fans to go out there to threaten his wife is out of place and out of order. I think it's just not about the Italians alone. Even UEFA should, find a way to look into this issue. We've seen most times this Italian fans. Okay,
let's listen to who we see and then we'll continue. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. This is the stadium. What is your name and where are you calling from? All right, try to call us again. 081-8999-1011. Praise, you are making a point there.
They took it too far, regardless of the outcome. Yeah. Yes, it didn't go down well with some fans, but this is football, and this is not the first time we're seeing decisions like this. So they should just be professional and leave the man's wife alone. For goodness sake, she wasn't the one that officiated that game. So even Oliver that did that shouldn't even, must not be threatened. Talk less of the wife. So I think it's wrong from the fans, and they should be sanctioned. UEFA should weigh into this. The Italian football association should weigh into this, and corporates should really be sanctioned, so that it could be a deterrent for others who will want to do this going forward.
All right, yesterday between Monaco and PSG, Bucci, PSG won the title from Monaco in a grand style, 7-1. And Monaco has come out to say they are going to refund the fans for that humiliation. They didn't decide that they're going to refund the fans. And I asked, will Manchester United and Arsenal also refund their fans? Because over the weekend they were also victims of embarrassing defeats at the hands of Newcastle and West Brom. But is it a good move by Monaco? And how much can this mean for the fans?
I think I think it's just a ploy to soothe the fans. And they did win in grand style. Kudos to PSG. It's unfortunate that it was on Monaco. It was on Monaco's head. Yes. I think for them to come out and say, you know what, we are sorry, and this is an act of contrition to show that we're sorry. We're going to refund you back the money that you paid. I think if the scoreline was 1-0, they wouldn't be paying back. If they won the match, they wouldn't be paying back. But I think it's just to recognize the fact that. Exactly, I think that's the best word to use. Customer service. You know what? You didn't get the value of your money. Let's refund you back.
It is more annoying that they took the title from them. Monaco were the holders and they collected it in 7-1 bashing. It was just.
Sorry, let me just say something about Monaco. I think they are getting what they deserve, and a lot of clubs must learn from them. We saw the way they won the league last season, and it was brilliant. They sold so many of their key stars, and I think that is a problem. For them to rejuvenate now might just be difficult.
It's a very good time for them to probably maybe just do some
back to the drawing board. Yeah.
This bad news for Arturo Vidal of Bayern Munich. He might miss the game next week Wednesday against Real Madrid because he's injured. He got injured yesterday in training and is to undergo a surgery. He's coming at a very wrong time. It's bad news from. Must have a black coach among the team to be able to understand the feelings of black players if they are subjected to that issue. And I think it's a proactive measure by them, by those who are clamoring for this.
Can I say something?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I think, yes, I mean, racism is horrible, and it may seem like a proactive measure, but isn't it now tokenism in the sense that he must have a black, maybe a coaching staff added to his team? We're not talking about based on the qualification of this person. We're talking about you must have one, sort of like affirmative action. Isn't that sort of contrary to the point? I don't know if this is just me. It's sort of like saying now, you know what, I don't care how talented you are. Maybe if I feel you're the best, maybe Praise is the best person qualified for this job, but then now I'm subjected to bring in, or I have to bring somebody from another tribe. It doesn't matter how qualified you are. I think it should just come down to who is best for the job. Southgate is going to, if he feels that this person, that person is the best person for said job, he should be given that liberty to, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to, skirt down the menace of racism, but I think the man should be allowed to pick who he feels is best suited to do the job. It shouldn't be by force. You must now bring in somebody. Maybe it's somebody he's not worked with. Maybe somebody, it may not now be best on qualification.
I guess I'm just trying to avoid something that might be, we treated the issue of Eniola Loco here, be subjected to racism by white coaches under the national team of England where she played. I guess they are looking at that and trying to avoid it by saying there should be a balance, a racial balance in the coaching team.
Okay.
Support that.
Okay, for me, I think I go with Buchi.
Abimeri, you say? Sorry.
No, I said that I
Go.
I support that.
Okay.
In the sense that, look at it from this angle. Let me just give you a brief scenario. I know we're running short of time, but let me just give you a brief scenario. You're going for a customer service job. Yes, a guy can apply for that job. A lady can apply for that job. But there are specifics. There are some kind of jobs that maybe front desk, they expect, okay, it has to be a lady, she has to be young. Even if someone that is like 30 and 50 something is overqualified for that job, but there are some certain specifics. So they want a black coach to fit the specifics at the moment to make them understand. They're trying to state out something.
Okay.
So it's all about making everything balanced.
I don't get your point. The balance there, of course.
But I think I go with Bochi on this. The reason is they should train their staffs. They should train, their players to understand that blacks are blacks, and we don't deserve any racism charge. It's not by bringing any black. Even if they bring that person in, does that change their mindset? No, it doesn't stop anything. So, and I agree with him that they shouldn't, put Southgate under pressure that you must bring this person. Let him go with those he feels can work with him. What should be important for England is to make an amazing Modian. I think that should be their goal.
I think so. Maybe I would have recommended they should go with a black psychologist if that's the case.
Okay, perhaps. But he must be competent.
Somebody's competent.
Definitely, they will choose someone that is competent, but at least it shows that.
Why is he coming now?
Exactly.
After what will happen to the man? They will now drop him. Come on now. They should treat the issue of racism, the way it should be treated. Not because there is Russia, not because in quote Russians have a lot of issues concerning racism, then bring in black. No.
Go with Praise. We shouldn't subject the coach to this kind of let him do his job. His job is to bring England and win this thing. Now, there should be, of course, sensitization, there should be training and all that, but then let the man do his job. Now we're now impeding and saying, you know what, you must bring in. It's not going to, even if he has 20 black people around him, if they're racist, it doesn't change anything.
Okay,
just let him do his job.
I still support them though.
That's a wrap on that. Of course, talking about Russia, and then as we wrap up to leave the studio, in Russia, on some funny note, a bear has been trained. The bear is called Tim. During the World Cup, he really want to be carrying the balls from the tunnel to the pitch. And it happened yesterday. The referee almost ran out of the field when the animal was escorted onto the pitch to hand over the match ball to the referee. He stood on his hind legs and handed the ball over. The referee had to stand at a distance to collect the ball. That's what Russia is preparing for us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the size of the program this evening. But join Praise tomorrow morning by 6. The first sports program you hear on any radio around here will be here. The scoreboard will be giving you details of what transpired this night because Stoke has a game, a very big game at hand tonight. So try and watch it, and tomorrow Praise will give you the details. And then you don't join the stadium again by 6 p.m. after the news tomorrow. Thanks to Praise, thanks to Happy Mary, and Vuchi, thanks for being there. Until tomorrow again, we'll come your way. Stay out of trouble. Be safe in Abuja. Abuja is not very safe now. A lot is going on out there on the streets, so be mindful of where you're going. If you have no business staying outside, stay indoors. Until tomorrow. My name is Ted. We're out.